My phone's only at 20% battery, which is the bad news. And but there is good news too. I don't know about you guys. I know for me, if I do a super powerful reading where I feel like I really like, not to be basic, but like ascended, right? Because I don't know if people are like, oh yeah, I like ascended. You know what I mean? And they don't mean anything. But I mean, for me, if my consciousness really went somewhere that I feel like is like pretty good, it usually lasts for about 7 days. That sounds kind of specific, right? But like if I do like some kind of reading or some kind of, or put out like a chapter of a book and it is like not like does well for views, like 3 views, but like if I am talking about something really magical and really spiritual and it like activates my DNA, like yeah, I get like long-term like memories of it and stuff, but like it like continuously activates my DNA over the course of like 7 days, like 5 to 7 days, but mostly 7 days. So I won't like sort of get it all at once, but it'll be like over the course of that long, which is kind of good. I don't know what I'm doing. That did not happen. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you just make up stuff all the time. So extreme, right? But yeah, if I have some abnormal spiritual experience that's like extreme, that is normally the first sign that it caused more spiritual experiences that over the course of 7 days will unfold. I'm eating breakfast in bed ever since you left. I don't sound exactly like the song, but I don't know. I cannot sing everybody's song. Only some people. I don't care. I'm eating breakfast in bed. I hate that. What? I'm eating breakfast in bed. Wait. I just have to sing it differently or it's not gonna sound good. If I try to do what somebody else is doing, you know. My voice also sounds terrible because I haven't even drank water yet today. Why did I say drinking water? Drinking water. This shirt is so bad for my aura. Like, that's crazy. I look 90 years old with like a dark cloud over my face and presence. I swear it's not that bad. Damn. Like, okay. I'm eating breakfast in bed ever since you left. Ever since you left. Ever since you left. I can never love again. I can never love again. Again. I don't know if I like that part. That was. Let's see if I can do better in a minute. Okay. These pants are also still drying. They've been in a laundry basket, clean, for 4 or 5 days. And they're still wet, they're still drying. They don't smell like mildew, they're just still drying. I live in Florida. They're still drying. A glass of water would have dried by now. I get that they were like under other stuff, but like a glass of water would have dried by now. It's fine. It doesn't matter. When it's during the aura, it kind of makes me look like I hate you or like I'm mad at you, but I'm not. But it also makes me look just like weird. So it's just doing nothing for me, you know? Like I used to look so good in this kind of color. Never mind. It doesn't matter at all. Things change, you know? Things change. That seems so crazy to you. Not for anything specific, just in general. Like, you're gonna be like, pick a personality. No, why would I do that, you know? Huh. It's so weird that milk is called like pasteurized milk or like pasteurized cream because did it see a pastor? I think not. I think not. Do you think my spirits will be mad at me because my grandma wanted me to go to church with her? Like I wasn't gonna like as soon as I get home I was just gonna go back to my altar anyway. You know what I mean? Like before and after. I find it fascinating how much consciousness can be bouncing off of different environments and stuff. So I was just gonna go, but I'm like quiet spectator regardless of like whatever, you know what I mean? I just mean, you know what I mean. Trust me, nothing really could brainwash me out of the atheism I was born into, except for magic and the way that that has like obviously enhanced my consciousness and just been real. So yeah, but it doesn't mean I'm not gonna have a good time, you know what I mean? But like I'm just saying, like I could tell there's not really a path back to that, but that was the only path, so like you know what I mean. I was even spiritual in my past lives, but I just believed in spirit guides, so like, you know. So it's like, if anything, I would just go back to still believing in spirit guides, and then there was no way that I wasn't gonna have another integration still, but it's not like to be offensive. Exactly. But I was just gonna like have fun, and the spoon is not dirty, but like scratched up, so I can't tell. Yeah, it's just scratched up, but I have like OCD. I'm like, I need everything to be perfect at all times. It's not OCD though. Oh. This one's also scratched up. I swear, I'm not putting dirty spoons back, but I have to have everything be perfect, and people would think it's some form of like narcissism, but it's not. I actually could be more prone to hallucinations when I'm not around money, and I'm not being ironic. I'm not like really making that up. I obviously was not ever someone with like a lot of infinite money, but yeah, if I'm not around money for like too long, like like luxurious environments that are absolutely perfect to my liking, I'll just be like hallucinating. Yeah, like it really does help because it gives me more things that have possibly an abstract meaning to cast my energy around. So when I like unconsciously imagine something, there's more potential reasons for what I'm unconsciously assuming rather than just like a depressing reason that I would have wanted to avoid thinking about or realizing. How is there so much dirt in this chopstick? I don't care, but like, that's fine. That's actually weird though. I pretty much got it out of the chopstick, but like, whatever. But yeah, if I'm not around money, I'll just hear voices in a bad way. If I'm around money, I'll hear voices in a good way. I fully mean that. I'll just have like visual like imagination and hallucinations in a bad way, not around money. Around money, all of that in a good way. Obviously I wish I could like change that, but like no, it's not possible. So oh wait, why did I almost put the sugar in the fridge? Okay, never mind. You guys are gonna think I'm insane, but anyway, I think that's why people thought I was like as pretentious as possible, but I think that's just a form of like self-defense to come across that way to some people, or you're like protecting yourself from that. Every time if I meet a woman and she comes across, I always do not judge if people's mannerisms are like, your first thought would be like, oh, do they think they're better than me, right? Like, I don't interpret it as like, oh, it has to be narcissism. I don't interpret it as like, it definitely means something or doesn't mean something. And I'll tell you why, because every single time that I've noticed that about somebody, somehow like, it's normally in like a work environment, you know what I mean? Because I don't really like meet people like at my house. Like, how am I gonna meet people at my, like, you know what I mean? Okay, actually some people probably meet people at their house. They probably do like Tinder hookups and stuff. Imagine, I cannot imagine doing a first date, like first meeting somebody at your house and then all you do is like hook up with them. I cannot, and I'm not saying it to judge people. I cannot imagine. How do you know for sure that you're even going to want to like consent to the encounter if you have never met them before? That's just my opinion. That's just how I would feel. I wouldn't really, guy or girl, I would not, or anything, I would not be able to like meet somebody for the first time at my house or at their house. No, we need to meet in person. How could I have any concept of whether or not I would want to like consent to the encounter in any way, shape, or form? I know people have their own choices. If you meet somebody in person, I think that's so much cuter. And I'm not trying to judge you, I just mean like, how, again, also I think people have different personalities. I think there's a lot going on there. There's a lot to unpack if they're willing to do that. Not, again, not because of like hatred of anybody, like, I think anonymous is like the thing that I wouldn't be willing to do, you know what I mean? Oh, I've never like met you like in person. I think here's the deal. In past lives, there were never like cell phones, you know what I mean, on Earth and stuff, so it wasn't really, it was very like, you meet them in person. Like, I feel like I would have a lot of encounters in past lives where I would hook up with somebody like the same day I met them and stuff. Not in this life, but in past lives. I would do that, but, or I'd be fine with that. Like, I was very like forward thinking, even for like any era in that way, but I still, then or now, like, it's not giving, like, if I had access to it back then, like, I would have sooner killed myself back then. Oh my god, that sounds so mean or bad, because it's not like an insult to somebody, but as far as like, what would I be like, what kinds of like positions would I want to put myself in life? not sex positions. What kinds of positions in life would I enjoy putting myself in? And I treat everything that I am completely sure I don't want to experience like it has rabies, like it is contagious. Like if I know for a fact I do not want that kind of experience, it is on the moon and I'm all the way here, you know, like I'm not like I'm looking up to it, but like it is so far removed from anything that I could even be reminded of it in any way. Like I am not about to be reminded of like anything that I personally wouldn't want to experience in any way. But I think there's a lot of reasons, but it's not even just being a woman. Like that's like 0% of it, you know what I mean? It's like I could be the, oh, you're gonna be like, what are you doing? You know, there's nothing wrong with it, but you know how coffee will have like coffee grounds? I also don't drink coffee that has like little pieces of coffee grounds in it, but that's like impossible to like remove them all sometimes. It's not like bad coffee, it's just like if there's like a tiny coffee ground, I'm like, like I cannot be forced to have this experience right now. That's like my baseline in life. Like I cannot be forced to have this experience right now. Like I don't really care what it is. And for a long time I felt that way about good experiences, not just bad experiences. I cannot be forced to have this good experience right now or I will walk away from it. So I fully understand that mindset. I think there was a time when I was more likely to walk away from a good experience than a bad experience, not out of like self-hatred, but like out of like maybe anxiety or like overwhelm. I was like, if this experience looks like it's a positive experience, I'm out of here. Like I don't want this. Like somebody else can have it, and that's great. Oh yeah, I was going to sing again. Because I sing it differently, I want to think like how to do it. Wait. Suddenly I forgot how to sing, so we're not gonna do that. How did I forget as a singer? I don't know. But I don't know why you thought I was an expert, you know? I guess you can rewind if you want to see me actually sing, because I don't know why I forgot how. I don't know. What was that? Okay. Whatever. I swear I'm not like unhappy, but like at the same time, I don't know what my spirit is doing at the moment. Okay. Normally, I'm not like a morning shower person because I feel like I am bathing myself in somebody's tears or my own if it's a morning or daytime shower. I like a good nighttime shower. Till there's no more hot water. That's what I like. You know, what's a daytime shower? I mean, I love a good like perfume. I love a good like, you know, doing my hair well, but like what makes me feel clean is working on something at my altar. That makes me feel more clean. A shower does not make me feel clean per se. It makes me feel like I bathed in somebody's tears, which doesn't mean anything against showers. Showers are amazing, you know what I mean? Everybody has to shower, or like they're probably gross, and I'm really not gross, so whatever. I'm really not. And like I feel so like I bathed in my own tears in that groggy, like, weird way. And I'm just not enjoying that part. I don't wish I didn't shower today. I made a whole YouTube video out of it. Not the showering part, but like, yeah, I don't know, it's fine. It's not like bad. I just, I don't know what's going on with like bathing in somebody's tears. That's like, I use somebody else's tears to cleanse myself. What does that mean? Someone else's unhappiness cleans me? I don't know what that means, dude. If I'm supposed to know what that means, if I'm supposed to interpret it myself, then I didn't care enough. I don't know. I keep sort of, today's a weird day. I feel like I'm, not like emotional, but I'm like zoning out and like, just like, not off, but like off in like an emotional way. It's like, it is kind of in a sad way, but I'm not like sad, like sad. You know what I mean? I'm like brushing my hair and I'm like, okay, I have to make sure this doesn't take 10 minutes and my hair's this short, where I'm just sort of like thinking about something kind of sad. But I don't know. I think because I had all those rants about my twin flame who, and normally I feel like I just like only speak positively of him. Well, at least that's not true at all. I said at least that's not true at all. What does that mean? I only speak positively of him, at least that's not true at all. At least that's not true at all? What? That's actually like, that's not the good part actually. The good part is not that I don't only speak positively of him. That's not the good part. Okay. Maybe that is the good part. Is the only good part that I don't speak positively of him? Well, but he is my real twin flame. So I think the weird emotional unwinding is the progressive, like, being willing to say not anything, because like I'm not like, oh yeah, here's this terrible thing about somebody who's not a terrible, like not actually a terrible person at all, you know what I mean? Well, the stories I told were true, but it's not really morality whether or not, to me, whether somebody is like hooking up with people. I don't really like, I'm not like, you know, I'm not like terrible person. Like, that doesn't make any sense. What's like a good explanation of like how I feel though? Oh, you know what? I should charge up my phone and go to the nearest cemetery. That's a good explanation of how I feel. But like, actually though, that was literally like my, there's a cemetery that's like a mile away. I'm like, the park's a mile away. I could have just, you want to know what? It would make me mad if I thought about it. Only because I'm crazy. Like, this is like not like, so essentially the park that's like a mile away or like less than a mile away was where I last saw my twin flame in person, unplanned. When he doesn't live in the state, long story. But I didn't recognize him at first because all I saw was a, like, what was the color I was saying? Like a pink outline. There was like an exact shade, I forgot. But like, it was like a pink, not just outline of like a person. It wasn't like a detailed outline of him, but it was like same size outline of a person. And it was all filled in with the color pink, like completely solid. but he was in a passing car, so I really only had like 30 seconds to figure out if it was him. And so I was like, I don't know why I feel drawn to this car. I was trying so hard to like focus my vision. Obviously I was wearing glasses. I was like, I can see everything else. The only thing I can't understand is how there's a not purple, there's a bright pink alien in this car. I think the backseat of the car or something, I don't know, but not the driver. But yeah, so I was trying so hard to like make out like what was even happening at that point in time. I was like, is this a real moment? Like, I'm looking at a car passing by me and there is a pink person in the car, like solid fuchsia person, right? Like a very light shade of fuchsia, like not skin tone of any form, a solid fuchsia person, like pink, not clothing, like pink, like I couldn't see eyeballs, I could not see a nose, I could not see hair, I could not see clothing. It wasn't not there, but like I didn't see the version of him without eyeballs, not like that. I saw an outline of a person, but not like if somebody's waving and you see a pink person waving, because then I could have waved back. It wasn't like that, right? It was like arms down. Even if he was waving, it was arms down. So it was very, very much something stepped in and altered my consciousness. I was not on mushrooms, you know what I mean? But it's like, this is like, take like the most extreme like experience on mushrooms that I've ever had and multiply that by like real life, but also extremely impossible times like 1,000, right? It's like, my real life is more intense right now than a mushroom trip has the potential to be for like, I mean, I haven't done like every kind of mushrooms or whatever, but like, you get what I'm saying. I'm like, okay, this is like fine, this is okay. I was okay with it. I was already in a spiritually like heightened state, so I was like, I was ready for that. I was ready to see the pink people. I'm so lost at like what actually stepped in and altered my consciousness. I just saw a person who was pink. Multiply the odds of it being him, somebody who like has lived in like, I don't know, every state or something like that. Like, one thing I know he's in Georgia, the next thing I know he lives in Georgia, next thing I know he lives in like New York or something, you know what I mean? Next thing I know he's like in this country, in that country, whatever. Okay, how did he end up less than a mile from my house? There's explanations out there in the universe, but like, odds of that, I was like, that's pretty low. Odds that he was the person who was completely pink, and I didn't know, and like, the odds of seeing somebody, the odds of seeing a complete stranger who's completely pink. What would I have even thought if it was a stranger? There were no thoughts on my mind about it. I just went with it. I was like, it did not surprise me. There was not a second that I was surprised. I was already in that spiritually heightened of a state that it wasn't even, it wasn't like, oh, it rolled right off me, like I didn't think it. No, like, it didn't startle me. I was at a higher vibration than that even happening, and then it happened, so it didn't technically lower it, but it was like completely like flat-lined, like emotional moment where I already felt emotionally like fulfilled and happy, and spiritually like I felt very connected to the actual planet Earth herself, and I felt like we both had like a mutual agreement of like forgiveness of like each other in some like really heightened, like insanely weird moment. Okay, like just so much love, so many like fresh growing plants around me,
I was surrounded by plants that I was convinced that in my dream the night before I had personally planted there, and those were like little tiny like budding plants in the ground. So I was like, oh, so like in my dream I planted those. Look over, and there's my twin flame in this car driving down the street. Little did I know, unbeknownst to me, is that the right word? Is that a word? It doesn't matter. You know, I had no idea, okay? I speak in the most plain way. I try to like jazz it up and it gets, you know. But I had no idea. Because all I saw was the pink person, so I was just sitting there like, or I was like, I don't know if I was sitting walking at that point. I already told the story like exactly how it happened, but I don't remember now. But yeah, so I was just kind of shocked. I can actually look up what day it was because I know what I posted on that exact day. On a Halloween night in July 2025. Or June or whatever, you know, July, June. July? Yeah, so like, my bad, Halloween happened again. It's like not actually my fault. Yeah, so it took me a while to even like focus my vision and see past the solid pink person in the car. And he was like waving at me. And I just didn't know what to do. I was like I did not know what to do. He was like, I was like, I did not know what to do. Like, I was just like, I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I was just like, are you who I think you are? You were pink a second ago. Like, but like, he's already gone. You know what I mean? Like, but not pink like you've never seen naturally occurring objects on the planet. Like, I don't even know what kind of, like some kind of stone, like not pink like amethyst, like a good exact middle ground between like pure fuchsia and like a natural rose quartz, like a slap straight in the middle of those color combinations, like 50% of each, like perfectly mixed in. And that would be the exact color. Maybe like 1 or 2% of like the very light sky blue in there. And that is the exact shade. I was like, okay, I guess you could do like 1% of like, you know how if you have like I don't want to mess up the color, but like if you have like a third eye like blue, if you do like only 1% or like not 1%, 0.5% and mix that in, you would have the perfect ratio to have like the exact color pink. I just wanted to like, you know, it was very like exact. Okay. Find the right color challenge. What's going on? So I think when that happened, I was looking at the floor like it's Alice in Wonderland, and if I step the wrong way, I'm gonna fall through the earth straight down into the center. Like, I don't really know if I'm going to like, you know how there's magma in the core or something, or like there's like fire in the core in the center of the earth. I'm like, I'm either about to go there or I'm about to go to like Alice in Wonderland by accident. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to do. Like, what was I supposed to have done differently? I had no idea. What did I not do that I was supposed to do? What did I forget? What did I miss? Like, what's going on? What is going on? And I just remember I was recording songs the entire day for my album called, what's it called? The Lavender Milk Corset is the title of the album, and so I literally posted this the same day, and so like the songs from that. I don't know what I want to say about that, but I just am like shocked, so shook. Like I don't know. When I think of that, because he was solid pink, like solid pink, I think that it's probably one of my top 10 spiritual mysteries. Maybe not 10, maybe top 15 spiritual mysteries on earth. I want to say top 15 spiritual mysteries that I've experienced in this incarnation, but it's probably like spot 14 or something, you know what I mean? But like it's still up there. Like that's still like, I've been practicing magic for like years. It's okay, I don't remember most of the spiritual mysteries, but I know for a fact they happened, because sometimes I don't remember them all. Or like the way they're described can't actually mean anything, so it's like you make notes of something. I'm very like self-victimized by the concept of like, you know how in your own recorded history you want to go to the notes app and you want to like spell out for yourself everything that just happened so someday you can read it and it's gonna totally mean something. Well, I'll see notes that I wrote myself and they just don't mean anything. Like the words make sense, but like this isn't ringing a bell. It happened, but it's not ringing a bell. You know what I mean? Like I was the one who did it, but like it's not ringing a bell. Like I don't know what this means. Every sentence I'd have to do like parentheses, like it means exactly this, and try to explain it further. Like it doesn't, I cannot like read my own writing and like have it mean something. So, but how the fuck did you manage being pink? It was a very, very nice moment, and it was very nice to find out that it was him. But I think part of it is like, it was supposed to be shocking, and so it was shocking. Everything has to, if something is meant to be shocking to a certain degree, you have to be caught up to the degree of shocking, and I'm not saying I would not have been shocked to see him. Life has to be a certain degree of realistic for your chakras to like, for everything to make sense. So, okay, you're obligated to be on this vibration by 5 p.m. today or whatever, you know what I mean? And it was not daytime of this happening, which made it weirder. It was not remotely daytime. It wasn't like maybe I stared at the sun directly for 20 hours too long, as if it's in the sky for that long, burned the color pink in the shape of a person onto my eyeballs, and then proceeded to look at him. Anyway, the part that I was sort of bitter about for a second is the fact that like the cemetery, I haven't actually been to because I'm like, I don't know yet. But I kind of realized, wouldn't it be so weird if that had happened at the cemetery? But it's the same distance, so like if I was meant to see him and pass him, which is exactly what happened, it screams meant to be for somebody to be pink. That's multiple spirits and deities saying, we actually got in the way of this. I wasn't supposed to react in the way that I would have reacted if I knew that it was him. I was supposed to not know that it was him until it was already too late. Then I would have found out, which is fine. It was a very, like, you're going to be allowed to see this person, but you're not allowed to react in the way that you would have reacted had you immediately known who it was. And I don't know what I would have done differently, but I think that it's also that I'm not supposed to be held to, like, the standard of being somebody who knows what I would have done differently. I'm such a weird, like, I can't, I have this, like, cosmic thing with the universe where I'm, like, you know, concerned that, like, anything that's, like, remotely good is just gonna, like, completely miss me if I don't, like, chase it, which is a complete problem. But it's also responsibility is to, like, care about whether or not you're the one who has certain experiences and you don't want it to, like, just go to somebody else. Like, I think I sort of do that? I don't know. But I wasn't supposed to think about it the next day, like, had I known this was going to happen, like, a few minutes beforehand, like, what could I have done differently? I wasn't supposed to do that. I was supposed to be able to just enjoy that the experience happened and enjoy how mystical it was supposed to be. So it had to be that I was blocked from, like, the self-hating aspect of being like, what could I have done differently? You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't supposed to be the overwhelming takeaway from it that I had done something wrong in some way. It was supposed to be like, isn't it so special that this is happening? And so for me, it's not that it's negative to see him, it's not. It's that I have, like, weird expectations on myself to, like, a cosmic standard. And it's like, clearly the universe knows about that. Clearly the spirits I work with know about that. They're very responsible with me. And so they would not have wanted the next, like, 6 months of my life to be about, what could I have done differently? Like, did I mess something up? Like, what's going on? They would have wanted it to be something that I thought about for maybe, like, a few weeks, and then I just don't think of it for a long time. But where I do get to enjoy the fact that something clearly mystical and impossible and weird did happen. It was supposed to be something that was validating for me, not something that became, like, a self-hating thing, right? So clearly that's why he was pink when I saw him. Does that really, I really don't know the magic and how they do that yet, but I would love to learn. I don't know if he was really manifesting being pink, but I looked it up, and pink represents, like, unconditional love, and so I was really like, that's crazy, like, that's nice, like, I don't know. I just took it as a positive thing. I was like, it's okay. But yeah, I think I hold myself to a standard when it comes to once-in-a-lifetime things, or things that can even look like once in a lifetime, and I care about my exact performance to a surgical precision, like, level, degree, like, if something looks, even appears to myself, to other people, to the universe, to anybody, to anything, like, it could be a once in a lifetime thing. I care so much about exactly how this is carried out. I, like, you know what I mean? And, like, I think it helps because I would have also been like, why didn't I predict this? Why didn't I, like, could I have done something? Like, what did I not do? Like, what is happening? Like, is this good? Is it bad? And, like, all of those thoughts were completely removed. Like, all of the, like, I would have thought of, like, nothing for a long time except for, like, what was I supposed to do differently? Like, is this good? Is it bad? Like, what's happening? Like, just, like, anxiety. But, like, do I even uphold the standard that I hold myself to? Is that even, like, not, is it a realistic standard, but why am I not meeting the standard that I hold myself to, as far as just, like, accountability with, like, cosmic level, like, encounters and stuff, which is, it's giving, like, so what, he was there, you know what I mean, at that point. Like, all he did was wave at you, but, like, him being pink, when I saw him, helped to bring back, the excitement sounds weird, because I don't mean, like, I wasn't excited. Like, I was excited upon finding out who it was, and also upon him being pink. I think it helped. It's like, you know how you love the present, but when it's wrapped up with a bow, you're like, I remember both. I remember what the present was, and I remember the bow. You know what I mean? like I just remember both, and it's just that I remember both. You know what I mean? So yeah, I appreciated that part as well. I think it helped. It helped to make it not something that I was supposed to have already known about or predicted, right? It made it like, aren't you so excited this is happening? You know what I mean? Like, like hyping me up about it, not like, Like, why didn't you already know this was gonna happen? Like, why didn't you know what was supposed to happen here? Like, would you have chosen to be there at this exact time had you known? Like, so many weird concepts that I'm supposed to like already know the answer to. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? So like I think it helped a lot. But yeah. I don't know. I think we all have different personalities. I think his old self would have just been mad at me that he showed up in the color pink, and he would have been like, especially if I said it seems like it represents unconditional love, like, I feel like that's the kind of thing I would have said, and then he would have been like so mad. Like, you can't just say that I love you at all, let alone unconditionally, if I didn't say that. And then I would be like, okay, good part removed, I guess, from, you know what I mean? Like, so there wasn't communication, but like, yeah, except for him waving and stuff. But and me kind of waving back, but I was very like apprehensive at that point. I was so distracted by the fact that he was pink 1 second ago, and I'm supposed to be like pinching myself, is this real life? Like, what am I supposed to do to prove that this is like real life, even though it is? Like, at this point in time, I don't understand, because he was just pink. It's not like a busy street, but like, he was just pink. Is this not only a dream, but like, so it's not possible for people to run out in the middle of like a highway and get hit by a car? Like, I'm not like somebody being pink and death being possible, those don't mix, those don't mesh, you know what I mean? So I was just like, okay, I have to get home safely, not have whatever intrusive thoughts I'm gonna have come true, and just, I was like, I'm only like a mile away from my house. My only responsibility is to leave exactly right now, go to my house, and just chill. And I can think about this tomorrow at that point. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, so if I have random intrusive thoughts about anything good or bad, that can definitely mean something bad either way, right? So I was like, I'm just gonna go home, I'm just gonna chill, I'm just gonna make sure, okay, we are technically in the same city. We're in the same city. And that doesn't really happen. We're in the same city. That doesn't really happen. We're in the same city. Okay, grounding, because like, we are not in the same city because it's possible for something terrible to happen to one of us and the other one at the same time. We are not in the same city for the next 9/11. We are not in the same city for a giant tornado out of nowhere. We are not in the same city for a giant rain cloud that's somehow raining broken glass. You know what I mean? We are not in the same city for something bad. It was maybe just that. Maybe this is alluding to something in the future, but who knows, right? I was like, we are maybe in the same city for something neutral or not terrible, or not something immediately happening this second. I was like, things might be fine. And then I was like, things are definitely not fine, but things might be fine because technically nothing is happening. And I just knew that was true. I also went home and like wrote this insanely good song about it, but only the lyrics, but I didn't like perform it yet. And I was like, this is probably like the best song ever. I don't know, right? So, but I didn't record it. And so that was one of the songs that ended up getting deleted last January by the accident, where I accidentally deleted 100,000 words, or way over 100,000 words, like probably like 180,000 words, okay, from my journal app on my phone. And so that song can never come out in its original form. I don't have any, it's okay. It's not like necessarily the best one. Like, I have like other good ones. Like, I have so many good songs. But just losing that one, I thought about so much. I just could not believe I lost that song. I really keep it off my mind, but when I think about it, I'm like, I really cannot believe I lost that one. Like, that song was so good. Or it was going to be. I was hoping it was going to be, right? But I don't know. I don't know. Like, yeah, if only it had come out, whatever, but it's fine. I had other songs I recorded the day. It's not that big of a deal. That's the weird story. I don't know. But I'm gonna let that be it for this video. But yeah, I wanted to like, but yeah, I don't know. I think I appreciated him being pink. Maybe pink is like one of his favorite colors or something, especially at the time. And I think that was special. It definitely made me see the color pink in a new light, because I think I didn't have a particular interest in the color, but now I realize how valuable the color pink is and stuff. So, and just how it's like it balances the color wheel, right? I don't know. It's the opposite of some shades of blue. I don't know. Without blue, would there be pink? I don't know. Without pink, would there be blue? Nobody knows. So I was willing to get over that and think the color pink is pretty cool for that reason. Anyway, I love you guys. Goodbye.